introduce General McKenna, who is very supportive of our efforts, and welcome General McKenna, please.
Okay, first of all, just a reminder of the 5 early warning signs of hypothermia. Ernest, thank you very, very much. And Glenn, thank you for making the trip up here as well. We wish you could have brought some of that Texas and Florida warmth with you, but we're glad to have you here. And of course, Chuck Hurley, where did you end up standing? There he is. Chuck, thank you very much for being here. You know, we are so proud of the Attorney General's Office to join forces with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. It's one of the greatest grassroots organizations in our country's history. It's hard to believe that it was founded just a little over 25 years ago. I feel like it's been with us always, but of course that isn't true. It began with a pledge by one heartbroken mother, a pledge to do something about the outrage of drunken driving. And with no money, no clout, no office space, that determined mother, Candy Lightner, set into motion a national movement that has saved hundreds of thousands of lives. And it has forever changed our society's views on drunk driving. Today you see before you lawmakers, victims, family members of victims, lawyers, all standing together with Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, committed to support the great work and the mission of MADD to stop drunk driving, to aid victims of this violent crime, and to prevent underage drinking. Now, here in our state, as part of our community safety mission, the Attorney General's Office participates in the Washington State Coalition to Reduce Underage Drinking, or the RUAD Coalition, a tremendous partnership working to increase public awareness about the harmful effects of underage drinking. As Attorney General, as the father of 4 children, as a parent, as a neighbor, underage drinking and preventing drunk driving are urgent issues for my neighbors, my wife, and for me. There can be no doubt in anyone's minds that teens are drinking. 94% of underage drinkers indicate that it is either very easy or easy to obtain alcohol. And with that risky behavior comes other risky behavior like driving drunk or engaging in other dangerous activities. Through our Youth Access to Alcohol Task Force at the National Association of Attorneys General, my AG colleagues and I have also worked to influence alcoholic beverage manufacturers to act more responsibly in the way they market their products, and even in deciding which products to bring to market. We recently asked federal regulatory agencies to exercise their authority to prohibit manufacturers from making misleading health claims in the marketing of alcoholic energy drinks, which gives some people, not just the underage drinkers who are drawn to them and who they are marketed to, the false sense of sobriety, right? Because if you're more alert, you must not be as drunk. We work to prevent underage drinking because we believe that all kids deserve the chance to grow up without the burden of alcohol addiction and the burdens brought about by accidents caused by risky behaviors. We'll also be recording across this country. Every AG will be recording new anti-drunk driving PSAs at our spring meeting in March. All of this work is important when you consider that of the more than 159 million times alcohol-impaired drivers took the wheel, more than 10% of the time those drivers were in the 18 to 20-year-old range. So nearly 20 million times people under the legal drinking age got behind the wheel. We also work with our criminal prosecution unit. Those of you from our state know that our office successfully prosecuted Frederick Russell, one of our state's most notorious and deadly drunk drivers. His 2001 drunk driving wreck killed 3 Washington State University students and injured 3 others in Whitman County, including the daughter of one of our speakers this morning, Stacy Morrow. Shortly before the trial in 2001 he was originally scheduled for, he fled to Ireland. And through an amazing partnership and collaboration of the federal and state and local officials, after he was placed on the U.S. Marshal Service's most wanted list, he was captured and extradited to the United States last year. After a difficult trial, he was convicted of 3 counts of vehicular homicide and 3 counts of vehicular assault. So our work in the area of preventing underage drinking and prosecuting drunk drivers ties closely to the work of our governor and our legislators in sponsoring the groundbreaking legislation we're here to talk about today on sobriety checkpoints and ignition interlocks for first-time DUI offenders. These are tough laws, but they are laws with much support from law enforcement and prevention groups. And when you consider the sobering reality that roughly 3 in every 10 Americans will be involved in an alcohol-related crash at some time in their lives, you realize there's one message that cannot be repeated enough. Don't drive drunk. Now it's a privilege to turn it back to Ernest and to our legislators who are leading the charge, a fabulous bipartisan group, including Representatives Pat Lance, Roger Goodman, and John Ahern. Thank you, Representatives, for your work, and thank you very much to MADD for the tremendous work you're doing in our state and across our country.